Quick little project for today is this little Mark 5. So it's a 2009 Volkswagen Jetta. As you can see, it's a pretty clean car. It is an SE, so it's well appointed. It has leather, it has the sunroof, you know. One thing we're gonna do to it though is kind of do some cosmetic updates to it, just to kind of clean it up and make it look a little sportier, I guess, for lack of a better term. So as you could easily see, the headlights have seen better days, right? So they're super cloudy, they're yellowing. So, you know, we could actually clean those up, polish them and polish those lenses so they do basically look new. But we are not going to do that today. What we are going to do is update or mod this front end with some pretty inexpensive aftermarket components. So we are going to replace the headlights with a set of aftermarket lights. We're going to replace the grille assembly. So this is, you know, your regular grille with the chrome horizontal slats and the emblem. And we're going to replace the lower grille assembly and the lower grills on the outside. So this car is not equipped with fog lights. So I will show you what we're going to do with it. But today, simple video, just gonna kind of update the front end and see how it looks. So here are the goodies we're gonna be swapping onto the car today. Everything here, I think I got off of Amazon, but you know, it's readily available from different vendors, from eBay. I just happen to get it all from Amazon just for a convenience point of view. All the stuff is fairly inexpensive. There were nicer headlights available that, you know, had chrome bezels and things like that. But again, I just wanted to do this kind of quick and dirty to update this little car. So I'll kind of unbox everything and show you what the plan is. So regarding what we actually picked up, so the idea that my son wanted to go with on the white car was to black out the front end. Eventually he wants to get black wheels for it. So we just went strictly black, and we went with like the GLI, GTI mesh, you know, like hexagonal mesh grille components. So first on the list are these tinted side markers that will go on the sides of the bumper. Simple. This was probably the most expensive thing here. These are the little side grills, the lower grills that go on the side. These were not hard to find. There weren't many options without the fog light. So the car is not equipped with fog lights. You could actually buy the fog light ones and retrofit fog lights for actually probably what would be actually cheaper than actually buying these grills. These open grills, the open mesh grills, without fog lights, you know, your options were limited and they're a little pricey compared to everything else that we got. That's that. This is the center lower grill, I believe. Okay, so this is the center lower grill with the hexagonal mesh that matches the outside lowers. This should be the grill. So there was a lot of options when it came to grills. And I'll show you what we picked and why. Get that out of the way. This is the grill we picked. So this is just the gloss black grill. I think there were different, you could have got satin, flat, gloss, carbon fiber, fake finish. The one thing about this one, it is completely blacked out. So like the GLI and GTI, this line right here is red. I did see one that was kind of cool where they made that in chrome. The other big option with these is you could get it with the emblem or badgeless. The reason why I did not go with the badgeless option is because these cars have the notch in the hood. So you're really supposed to fill that notch to make the badge, in my opinion, for the badgeless to look correct. And since we're not painting the hood right now, just went with this option.
One little thing that I will note is because this is kind of modeled after the GLI and GTI grille, it has provisions for mounting the emblem here. I may take a Dremel and remove that because I'm not gonna up badge to something it's not. So I think it might just look cleaner if we just cut that all out. Okay, so that's the grille. The last piece is in the big box. Again, this is the brand right here. Links to all these parts will be in the description below. The exact ones I purchased. Spin this around. In the box is another box. Assuming this is just one of the lights, and I'll just demonstrate what one of them looks like and then show you the other when it's actually time to install it. So it's well packaged, lots of foam, but here's the style we went. So they are the blacked out, completely blacked out. There were other models that were a little more expensive that kind of had more of a ornate, projector bezel around the lights, but these were fairly inexpensive and went with what my son wanted to do, which was black everything out. So we will start swapping this stuff on. These should all be direct fits, and that's really it. Okay, so I got the grills all removed, and like the upper trim above the headlights there is all unbolted. A couple just quick notes. Really nice thing is, like when you have a replacement, so here's the replacement and here's the part it's replacing. When this was secured by 2 screws, and the rest it's just these little clips, right? Like the little tabs. So what's nice is, for reference, you can look at the new part, see where the tabs are, and then you know where to pry on the car to get this to pop out. Same thing with the sides. The sides were secured with 1 screw, and then the rest was just all these little tabs that you kind of just had to compress the right way and they popped out. I did buy this kit, right? So I'll put a link to this as well below, but I bought this little kit, I believe, off of Amazon that has all the pry tools for the interior non-marring plastic pry tools, but I was also using that to not mar the paint and yet, compress those little tabs so I could get everything off. What I'm going to do is use this tool kit again to pop these covers off without damaging the paint. And once I get in there, I should be able to get to the lower bolts that hold these headlights on. And then we'll get the headlights out. And once the headlights are out, I'll be able to reach in, I'm hoping, and pop the little clip that holds the markers in, and then reassemble. The other thing I'm gonna do is, you can see how dirty all this is in here. So I'm just gonna quickly clean that all up and then work to remove those covers and the headlights. So I cleaned up underneath a little bit. So now it's just gonna quickly pry off those covers and expose the lower bolts I need to be able to get to get these headlights off. So the 2 main attaching points that hold the headlight in are kind of hard to get to. By the way, you can see how pitted this plastic is, right? Because this was protected by the leading edge of the hood, and you can see the difference right there, right? Protected, not protected. But the 2 main attaching points are this guy right here, this Torx right in there. And then there's another one that's very similar to this, and it is, so I took the cover off. It's basically straight back in here, and it's way back there. Very hard to see. And it's basically at the center of the screen there, and it's very deep back, and it's also a Torx bit. So I am gonna try to get both of these out and hopefully wiggle everything apart and get this old beat up headlight off and start reassembling.
Been a long time without love. Everything reminds me of you.
So one thing I noticed while I was trying to fish out this bolt under here is that the assembly started moving. So I noticed that the tab, like the little tab from the housing that bolt bolted to, was broken. So I think if I just unclip there's one wire connector, one little harness that powers the whole assembly. If I unclip that, it's towards the inside here, and wiggle this bumper cover off, I should be able to get the assembly out. So that's in. It's okay. No, it's fine. Okay, so that's in. So now we gotta remove this broken bolt and we could go start working on getting the new headlight in. I just have one of these really tiny ratcheting handles. And if I had a shorter bit, it'd be even better, which I'm sure I do. But I'm just gonna there's a little bracket that's out now. Time for the new assemblies to go in. I peeled the poly back along the bottom edge because I didn't want it to get pinched in there and then like not be able to get it out. So I kind of rolled it back. I know I could get to the top, I know I could get to the face, just to leave it on there while I'm installing. A couple of things, here's that tab that broke off on the one I removed. So there it is, and there's the fixing point, and there's the other the front one here. What I'm gonna do in order to get a little more clearance is take off the little cover here for where the lights are. So now I got a little more room to work with.
Every sunrise is just for you. So come along and take my hand.
So it's really 3 bolts that hold the headlight assembly in. It's the one right here, which was easy to get to. One at the top that kind of secures it from going in backwards. And then this one right here that I was able to get in with a nut driver on the little torque bit I had. Like if I had my ratchet with the extensions, like a little 1/4 inch, that would have been a lot easier, but I don't have that with me where I am right now. So that's in. I'm gonna switch over to the other one, get that one done, and then button up all the covers in the grill and all the easy stuff. And that's really it.
Been a long time without you. Been a long time without love. Everything reminds me of you, but everything is not enough. Feeling out by the ocean, among all those white hot sands, where every sunrise is just for you. So come along and take my hand.
So I am done for today. One thing you'll quickly notice is I still do not have the grill emblem installed. Turns out the standard grill emblem is 150 millimeters across, and the Mark V GTI GLI grills used a slightly smaller 125 millimeter emblem. So that is ordered and will be here shortly. But overall, I'm very happy with the result. I think everything looks great. I'm looking forward to doing the rest of the mods to kind of tie in this black and white theme around the rest of the car. As I mentioned earlier, all these parts, all these components, there will be links to them in the description below. Other than that, if you could please like this video and subscribe to this channel, that will be greatly appreciated and allow me to keep producing content like this.